Hi everyone, so today I want to bring you this tutorial on this makeup look right here. I want to do another Valentine's Day look with kind of a neutral eye with a pop of color on the lash line and then a bold red lip. You can't do Valentine's without a red lip. So if you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and leave a comment. I will make sure I have all my social media listed somewhere in this video and in the description box below. So if you want to see how I got this neutral eye with the pop of color, then just keep on watching. So I've already primed my eyelids off camera, and now I'm going to go in with my Urban Decay Vice 3 palette. I'm going to take this color Undone and use that as a transition shade in the upper crease, and I'm just taking a fluffy blending brush. You want to make sure you tap off any excess product, and then you want to put this in the upper crease, going back and forth in windshield wiper motions and circular motions just to make sure that it's truly blended. Of course, then you're going to do the same thing to the other eye. Again with the windshield wiper motions, and then in circular motions as well, just to make sure everything is nice and blended. So going back into that same palette, I'm going to take this color Downfall and actually put this directly into the crease or into the eye socket with the same brush, and you want to follow the same thing you did with the transition shade, just actually going into the eye socket. So windshield wiper motions again, and then circular motions just to make sure it's blended into the first color we placed down. I know it's kind of repetitive, but it must blend. And this color is just going to deepen up the crease ever so slightly, not too much, but just a little bit. And then of course do the same thing to the other eye. And then just build up the color to your liking. So next I'm going to dip into my Urban Decay Vice 4 palette, and I'm going to take the color Frame and pack that all over the lid. I'm just using, I believe this is a e.l.f. eyeshadow brush, which you can find at any drugstore. I'm just going to pack this all over the lid as a base, and then we're going to go on top with another color. Again, you want to tap off any excess product and just place that all over the lid. And then again, build it up to the intensity that you want. And then we're going to do the same thing to the other eye. You want to take that color and pack it all over the lid. You don't want to rub the brush into the lid, but more so press it into the lid. Tapping off excess product. So then to pack on top of the lid, I'm going to take my Lorac Pro 2 palette. As you can see, I love this palette a lot. I'm going to take the color Beige and put this right on top of the last color we just used. It's basically the same color, except this has more of like a sheen to it or a little bit of glitter in it. I'm using the same brush, that e.l.f. brush. Knock off excess product and then just pack that on the lid. Just a little subtle way of adding a little bit of sheen to the eye without adding a ton of glitter. And then just pack it onto the other eye. So next I'm going to go into my BH Wild and Free palette, just because I really want the lid to be a little bit more shimmery. So I'm going to take this color right here. And to make it even more pigmented, I'm going to spray my brush with my makeup setting spray. I usually use toner. I don't have it right now, so I'm just going to use this. You just want to spray the brush a little bit so it's wet, and then dip it into the color. This is going to make it a little bit more pigmented, since it is a baked eyeshadow. And I'm going to take that and pack it on the lid. And then I'm going to spray the brush again just for the other eye. And you want to pack this one onto the lid, the other lid. So instead of using eyeliner, I'm going to go into my Lorac Pro palette and take this black color right here, because I really want to keep the eyes nice and neutral. No wing today, surprisingly. And I'm just using a dense angled brush. And I'm going to take this and put it right next to my lash line. As if I was using eyeliner, but we aren't. And you still want to tap off any excess product. You kind of just want to just smoke the lash line out a little bit. Doesn't have to be too precise. Weave it out ever so slightly. I just can't get away from it. Okay. So off camera, I applied my Vegas nail lashes in Shining Star along with the duo eyelash adhesive. This is the dark tone one, and I use these tweezers to help put my lashes on. I'm still learning how to put lashes on, so that's why I did them off camera. But when you put the glue on the lashes, you want to make sure you let them dry a little bit for 20 to 30 seconds until they're tacky, because if you put them on the eye while they're wet, they will move around and they won't stick. So while we let the eyelashes dry, I'm then going to move on to the face, and I'm going to take my Smashbox Photo Finish primer, blemish control primer, and then I'll rub it into the face. This primer is more so for people who have acne prone skin. And then for foundation, I'm going to be taking my Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. This is in the color 330 Toffee Caramel. I've really been loving this lately. I'm just going to pour a little bit on the back of my hand, and then take this foundation brush and kind of paint it onto the skin. I'm not going to use this to blend it out. I'm going to go in with my beauty blender afterwards, but this will help it give a fuller coverage. Because the beauty blender soaks up excess product, if you put this on first with this and then use the beauty blender, it'll be a fuller coverage. I'm now going to take my beauty blender and blend in all the foundation. You want to take the more rounded end to blend in all of your foundation. And you want to make sure that this beauty blender is damp. Once it's damp, you want to make sure you towel dry it with a paper towel or any regular towel, and then you just want to make sure you pounce it into the skin like so. And once I do that, I'm then going to take my LA Girl Pro Concealer. I usually use a lighter concealer to highlight and conceal at the same time. So I'm gonna put this under the eyes first. Put it on the center of the forehead, the chin, and on top of the cupid's bow. And then I'm going to take my beauty blender again, but this time I'm going to take the pointed side and press it right up to the lower lash line, just to make sure that we cover those under eyes. And then if the concealer is still a little bit too light for you, you can switch to the rounded end. Because we use this for the foundation, it still has a little bit of the foundation in the sponge, so it'll kind of help tone down the brightness of the concealer a bit. But you want to just put this on the high points of the face. Now that I've done my concealer, I'm now going to take this Benefit Porefessional Agent Zero Shine Powder just to set my under eyes. I love this powder. It has a little bit of a yellow tone to it. It really helps combat oils. And I'm going to take my beauty blender again with the pointed side and press that right under the eye. And you want to make sure you put this powder everywhere you place the concealer. Next, to bronze up the skin, I'm going to use my BH Studio Pro powder. I believe this is in the shade 250, but just like a nice little fluffy angle brush just to bronze up the skin. And with this, you want to, you know, tap off excess product as always. And then if you don't know where to place this, suck in your cheeks and then go in the hollows of the face. But you want to go from the top of the ear on down. Of course, you don't want to drag it all the way towards the mouth because then you look like you have a mustache. You just want to place it right at the top and just blend it out. This will help add a little bit more warmth to the skin and somewhat help kind of contour the face, since we aren't going to contour the face today. Just because I want to keep it more natural. For me anyway. And then place it down the sides and temples. Now if you're like me and you have a small forehead, you do not want to place this along the top of your forehead because it'll make it look even smaller. If not, then you would just put it along the top. My hair already looks like it connects to my eyebrow, so I don't need my forehead looking even smaller. Go ahead and do the duck lips. Yes. Just to find out where to place the bronzer. This is gonna give us that sun-kissed glow. Look like you just came straight off the beach, but you really didn't. A little bit of a tan, faux tan, the illusion of a tan. So now I'm gonna take my beauty blender again and go in with that same powder that we used earlier to place under our eyes and slowly put it under where we bronzed the skin up, just to clean it up a little bit because it was looking kind of sloppy, just a tad bit. And then immediately kind of dust it away. I don't want to bake. I've had my ups and downs with baking. Sometimes I love it, sometimes I hate it. And if you don't know what baking is, that's when you pack on a lot of powder, like under the eyes, or how I'm cleaning up my bronzer, and you let it sit, and then you dust it away. just to clean this up a little bit. And now I'm gonna move back on to the eyes. I'm gonna take my BH Cosmetics, what is this? 120 color eyeshadow palette, the second edition. And then I'm gonna take this like brick red shade right here, and we're gonna place this on the lower lash line. I'm just gonna take a pencil brush and then place this under the lower lash line. I did want to add just a little bit pop of color, so you just want to place this right on the lower lash line. And we're going to bring it all the way in to the inner corner, but not the tear duct. And then I'm going to dip back into my Lorac Pro palette and take that black that we use on the lash line just to darken it up a bit after putting our lashes on, and to kind of disguise the lash band just a little bit. I'm now going to take my NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the color Milk, and I'm going to place this on my waterline. This is going to help open up the eyes, make them a little bit more brighter. I'm just going to take this little brush. As you can see, I used most of it up. Take this little brush. And then I'm going to take the Beauty Blender just to hold it down. And then place this right on the waterline. Now, as you can see, one eye looks more awake than the other. I'm then going to do the same thing to the other eye. Right on that lash line. Now, to be even extra dramatic, I'm going to take that same red that we used earlier and place that right on top of the white that we just placed in the lower lash line. I'm going to take this like light pink shade and place this on the apples of the cheeks with just like a fluffy blush brush. That's a tongue twister, right? Blush brush. And place this right on the apples of the cheeks. So now I'm going to take somewhat of a clean fan brush and the setting spray we used earlier just to get it damp yet again, and we're going to go back into this color that we placed on our lid and use this as our highlighter. Now this I'm going to place on the tops of the cheekbones just to add that glow to the face. I'm going to place a little bit on the nose. And then on the tops of my eyebrows, just to highlight that. Sorry guys, my camera died, and then while it died, I cooked breakfast. Let me tell you.
It was delicious.
Let me tell y'all what time it is. Do y'all see that? 4:09, and I just finished eating breakfast. But anywho, back to where we left off.
Delicious.
I believe I was talking about putting this color in my tear duct.
Turkey bacon.
So I'm just gonna take this small brush and lightly place it in the inner tear duct just to open up the eye a little bit more. And then from here, we're gonna move into the lips. My boyfriend helped me pick this color out. And this is the BH Cosmetics Cream Lush Lipstick in the color, what color is this? Berry Bite. It's like a creamy red with like a blue undertone to it. Of course, we want to use red because it's Valentine's Day. To help bring out the red in the eyes as well. So I'm not going to use any lip liner, but just going to put this on the lips. And as you can see, this isn't a matte lipstick. Like I said, it's a cream. It's nice and moisturizing. Isn't drying to the lips. And it actually does last, surprisingly. So after that, then I'm just going to take the same spray from earlier and then spray my face with to set the makeup. So this is the final look. I really hope you guys enjoy because I had so much fun filming it. So until next time, bye. Of course, that would fall out, right?
Gotta roll with it, baby.